So today, we're jumping into a legal battle that isn't about some dramatic courtroom scene from a movie. Nope, this is about something way more personal. The fight for your own identity online. It's the story of a lawyer whose reputation, literally his most valuable asset, was stolen and used for fraud, forcing him to fight for his own name in a case that, honestly, has huge implications for every single one of us.
And that really brings us to the core question here. Can a trial lawyer have the same rights to their image as a movie star? I mean, we're all used to hearing about celebrities suing when their face ends up in an ad they didn't approve, but what happens when the person being impersonated is a lawyer? Someone whose entire career is built, break by break, on trust and reputation.
And that's where our central figure comes in. Senior advocate Vikas Pahwa said it perfectly himself. My brand is justice, not movies. And that one sentence, it just nails the heart of this entire story. It's this idea that a lawyer's reputation is built on something completely different than just being famous.
So what kicked this whole landmark case off? Well, it all started with a threat that is becoming way too familiar in our online world: digital impersonation. Vikas Pahwa, a highly respected lawyer with over 30 years of experience, suddenly found that his identity, we're talking his name, his face, his professional credentials, was being systematically stolen online. And not for some silly prank, but for something really serious: to commit financial fraud.
And look, this wasn't just one fake profile. It was a widespread, coordinated effort. Scammers were blasting his images all over different websites, they were pretending to be him in WhatsApp groups, and to make it all seem legit, they used a photo of him in his official court robes as their profile picture. It created this powerful and totally false illusion of authority to trick people into bogus investment schemes. You see, this wasn't just a simple case of identity theft. No, this was an attack on the very thing that makes a lawyer's professional standing so unique in the first place.
So to fight this, the whole case really came down to this idea of personality rights. Now, that's just a legal term for an individual's right to control how their name, their image, their whole likeness is used for commercial reasons. We usually see actors or athletes talking about this, but applying it to a lawyer, that was brand new territory.
And this is where the difference is just so important. Think about it. A celebrity's brand is often a marketing asset, right? It's built on endorsements, movies, advertising. But a lawyer's brand, that's totally different. It is painstakingly built over decades on a foundation of integrity and trust. It isn't just a marketing tool, it's a form of public trust, and you just can't separate it from the lawyer's role in the justice system.
So, facing this really unique threat, the case landed in the Delhi High Court. And what happened next pretty much made legal history.
Okay, so here's the big takeaway. For the very first time in India, a court officially extended the protection of personality rights to a lawyer. The court basically said, yes, a lawyer's goodwill earned through years of ethical practice has real, tangible value that deserves to be protected by the law.
And the court did not mess around. The order was fast and it was decisive. It found a prima facie case, which basically just means that at first glance, the evidence of wrongdoing was obvious. The court immediately banned anyone from using Pahwa's name or pictures, told them to stop claiming any connection to him, and even said that using his photos was a type of copyright infringement.
But for Pahwa, this wasn't just about winning a personal battle. As he put it, this is not a personal victory, it is a public interest intervention. And that idea that this was an intervention really opens up a much bigger, much more important conversation about how we protect public trust in this digital age.
Because this one case ended up being a really critical moment for protecting all of us from a new and pretty dangerous wave of digital scams.
At the end of the day, the real victims here aren't just the professionals whose faces are being stolen. They're the ordinary citizens, the people who get tricked into these scams because they believe they're talking to a trusted, respected figure. And when that trust gets exploited, the damage can be huge.
And here's the scary part. This threat isn't just standing still. Oh no, it's evolving, and it's doing it at a terrifying pace. It's getting more sophisticated and way harder to fight with every single new piece of technology that comes out.
I mean, you can see the progression right here. It started with something pretty simple, like misusing a photo, which is what happened in Pahwa's case. But now, we're seeing AI-enabled impersonation and even deepfake technology. That means fraudsters can create fake videos and audio that are almost impossible to tell from the real thing, turning a person's credibility into a weapon in just a few hours.
And this is exactly why our current system for fighting this stuff is failing. We have this notice and takedown model. It's totally reactive. It's like playing whack-a-mole. By the time you get one fake profile taken down, the scammers have already popped up somewhere else. The solution being proposed is to move to stay-down obligations. This would make platforms proactively responsible for making sure that once something is ruled illegal by a court, it can't just be re-uploaded. And get this, the tech to do this, it already exists. What's missing is the accountability.
So all of this leaves us with one final and really critical question. Yeah, this case started with a lawyer, but it ends with a challenge that affects every single one of us. In an age of AI and deepfakes that are getting better every day, who really owns your face? Who owns your identity? And what are we going to do to protect it?